What is up, guys? I'm the LokNezMunstr, and I'm bringing you my next guide for Bloons Tower Defense 5's Impoppable mode. I'm going to be playing on Skull Peak. We're not going to waste any time, so most of this video is going to be very sped up, just because it's almost the exact same strategy as Monkey Lane was. The only difference being where you place the towers. And there are a couple changes I made as I was playing through this, just to try and make it a little more efficient and a little easier to do. And one of those being that I used two Sun Gods and a Robo Monkey, as you can see that later on. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was the difference between those two towers. They're obviously two of the probably best towers in the entire game, and I see a lot of other people use just the Robo Monkeys because of their cost, because they're about half to upgrade from a 2/2 Super Monkey up to the Robo. It's on Impoppable mode, at least, it's 9,700, and the Sun God is 17,000. And so a cost thing is a huge deal. But my opinion is that if you're not getting that until later in the game, the cost really doesn't matter, because you've hopefully already got a lot of farms set up, and they're giving you a lot of money. So you don't really have to worry about spending a whole ton, especially on a tower that's going to basically run the game itself, because it's so good. And so the problem I had with that, not only the cost, was that the Robo Monkey shoots only the plasma bolts unless you upgrade it to the next one after that, some super giant death monkey or whatever. It only shoots the plasma bolts, and those things don't pierce through balloons very well. So the problem I ran into with that was on the first couple playthroughs on this map, when I was trying to establish exactly where I would put everything, I kept losing on round 82. And that round is full of BFBs, like all the rounds up there, but it also has a continuous stream of camo regrowing rainbows. Okay, look at this. I couldn't get the stupid fourth farm to fit there. I know 4 of them can fit there because I did it before, but I couldn't get it to fit, and I really didn't feel like stopping to re-record this. So I'm just upgrading the banana farms to plantations earlier than I usually would, and you'll see me upgrade, I think I got all 3 of them up to Banana Republics later on, and that's something else I'll talk about in a little bit. But as I was saying, the Robo Monkeys don't pierce balloons very well, and so I kept losing on that round because they could only shoot the first few balloons and not be able to hit a lot of them behind there. And that's something the Sun God makes up for. It shoots, I think, 4 different projectiles per shot, and each of those can pierce through a lot of balloons. Especially, I'll have it placed right on that little skull thingy there, and the angle that it's going to be shooting at, diagonal down toward the start, actually pierces a lot of the balloons through the ones it's shooting, and hits the ones that are just spawning in. So it keeps the stream in check while the rest of your towers are popping those BFBs. So that's why I opted for the Sun Gods. I think they're a much better option. You may have to wait a little later, but following this strategy at least, you can pretty well establish yourself before you even need that. So that's one thing that I wanted to talk about. The next thing was that I was looking back at the entire strategy that I wrote down for these maps, and I think the strategy is going to work for all these beginner maps, but I was starting to discover that I could make these towers a lot earlier. I have this paper that I have written down exactly which round when to place certain things. So like right around here there's nothing, because late game it really doesn't matter what you're putting, as long as you have the wide mouth funnel vacuum thing to take up the Moab class. But like early on, I have like round 8 specifically is the only time when you can get a farm, and round 12 is usually when you need the second dart monkey, because that's when the yellows start to show up, and one dart monkey can't kill one yellow in one shot. And then like around 15 I have the second banana farm, everything like that. So I was looking back at that, and I started to realize that I could get a lot of these towers like a round or 2 earlier, especially the monkey farm. I discovered I could get the second banana farm 1 round earlier, and even 1 round translates to thousands and thousands of dollars later on in the game. So that makes a huge difference if you can get anything early. And especially after round 30, when I started upgrading everything to plantations, that's what I had written, was to do everything to plantations. But having just the 2 dart monkeys and the vacuum, they cover a lot more rounds than I thought they would. And so you can upgrade these things to plantations a lot earlier, which gives you a lot more money, which makes sense. Which then, that would then make sense that I could get 2 sun gods and a robo monkey, whereas before I could only get 1 sun god. Well, actually, no. Now that I think about it, I could get 1 sun god or 1 robo monkey and 2 sun gods before. I just never spent all that money, which is bad because I'm going against my own advice there to always be spending money. But yeah, that was the thing, was just getting a lot of these towers earlier can just really help out. So another thing I wanted to mention is how much I don't like this map, because of mainly the parts where the balloons go into the eyes. That's like, I don't know what it is about balloons going into cover or whatever, but it's almost like they skip the cover part completely and just pop out the other side. And so it's like a free little bit of the track that they're completely skipping, which I think is just silly. There's a map later on where it's a bunch of those little tunnels all together, and it's really frustrating. And also the Moabs don't even like disappear under there, which I guess is better because things can still shoot them while they're under there, but I just find the whole like balloons going into cover thing a little silly. Another thing I wanted to talk about was this map has water on it, and you may be wondering like, why wouldn't I use water-based towers to help out with the strategy? And my response to that would be, the water towers in this game aren't even very good, in my opinion. You only have the pirate ship and the submarine right now on the mobile version, and the pirate ship, its best upgrade is the aircraft carrier thing, which just sends out planes, and they shoot streams of darts and stuff like that. But they're not. I think it's 15,000 on Impoppable mode. It might be even more than that. But it's so much to get an upgrade that doesn't really do all that much. Where when a sun god can completely take out a BFB on its own, this thing costs a little less than that, but can't even get a Moab to stop. Like, can't even stop a Moab from going very far. So that's why I don't use that. And the submarine, I thought when it came out, it was okay. It's not a really good tower either. Even the support ability with the under submerging sonar thing, that's not even that great. The only thing that would really help you would be to for it to permanently eliminate all the camo on balloons that it passes. But we already had an upgrade that did that with the mortar, and with the village centralized like it is here, and you have towers placed all around it. It can make every single tower pop every kind of balloon, no matter what it is. And so, I mean, that makes the submarine sonar thing almost completely irrelevant. And so here's another thing I thought about doing. I have this playing on normal speed, and I was going to let all my monkey farms spit out all the bananas for the round, since it would do that on a quick round, and then sell them all in order to place a lot more towers. And you see, it gave me a bunch of extra money, and so I was able to put a few more Moab Maulers, and really in the round a little quicker. I probably wouldn't have needed those, but I think later on in later maps we'll probably need it. So anyways, that's basically it. That's just place the towers about where I have them, and when you win this, if you hadn't beaten it already, you would get 4 tokens, I think $300, and the medal for the map, but I already have that. And so next time I will be playing the lobby map, and I'll see you guys later.